Welcome to this week's Coral Gables Chamber of Commerce show with our partners at Miami's community newspapers. And that is the theme song to Star Wars because it is May the 4th, and may the 4th be with you on this National Star Wars Day. Grant?
I just text Morgan, make sure she's awake from her afternoon.
This is typically her nap time, so I hope she's there.
Are you a Star Wars freak?
No, I'm not. But can I tell you something really embarrassing?
Yes.
I never saw any of the Star Wars. I've never seen all of them. But the first time I watched the original one from 1977 was probably 2 or 3 years ago because my brother-in-law is obsessed with it, and therefore the kids really love Star Wars. And he's like, well, which one do you want to watch? I said, well, I guess I should start from the beginning. When we were kids growing up, we just didn't really go to the movies. My mother was very particular about what movies we could see. They had to be rated G or literally no rating. And so we saw things like Escape from Witch Mountain and other Disney movies. But Star Wars was definitely not on the list. So, I still haven't seen all of them. I think there's, 8 or 9? I know there were 3, and then there were 3 prequels.
I never got into it.
So I feel terrible because people talk about it, and I always feel like, oh, I'm that lame kid that never got into it. I never had any, and from Ohio, and very pasty. I never had any of the toys, the figurines, any of that. So, all
right. So last week was pretty exciting. Coral Gables election, and then
we had a runoff election, and I know that you came by the installation and induction ceremony on Friday, where Mayor Lago took the oath, along with new commissioners Rhonda Anderson and Kirk Menendez.
It felt like it was the president of the United States. There was more elected officials there. I think 3 or 4 county commissioners, the city of Miami mayor.
Yes.
Former mayor.
County mayor.
We had former mayor, my favorite woman mayor, Dorothy Thompson.
Yes.
In fact, she was
1987.
She's my favorite woman mayor of Coral Gables.
She is the only one.
Okay, I just want to make sure you're paying attention.
There was almost one, but Pat Keon unfortunately did not prevail.
And then we had Don Sleznick was there.
Yes, we had 3 former mayors. Mayor Valdez Fowley being fourth one to the mix when he retired and then stepped off the dais. You had 3 and then 4. Yeah, you mentioned Mayor Thompson. She was mayor in 1985. Mayor Kaysen, who served for 3 terms. He was.
I didn't see him.
And Mayor Sleznick, who served for 4 or 5 terms.
And then we had the former city commissioner.
3 of those. You had
Jeanette
Sleznick. You had Chip Withers, Bill Kerdike, Vice Mayor Emeritus. Oh, and you had Frank Casada. You had a really great group.
Yeah. And then there was no room for anybody else.
Well, I had a great seat. I sat in the back, beautiful aisle seat. It's always great to watch a peaceful transition of power, even if it's at the municipal level. And, I think Vince gave some very, wonderful remarks about, his appreciation for the voters that we now are getting to work and, some of his initiatives that he's going to accomplish in the first 100 days. And we'll be a part of that, not only the chamber, but certainly the business community.
Okay. Let's review last week. We had a trustee luncheon, cafe. I missed that Friday.
Oh, so great.
Where? Where
we did it at our office. So we had people.
You have to remind me.
Inside and outside. We had probably 30 plus people that joined us.
That's exciting.
It is. We've only done a couple of events in our office. Part of it was making that move. Then we had some water damage. And so we've been slowly bringing some folks back. But, all the month of April, we had committee meetings in a hybrid format. So you could come to the office and be on Zoom, or you could Zoom in. We'll continue that in May.
Excuse me, we still have the glass up?
We do.
We're the last of the Mohicans.
Thank you, because you always honor my wishes. And, I have a little tickle in my throat. So I want to be very careful with anybody that's around me. So I feel good. I'm just
You know what makes you feel good? I'll tell you what good. That restaurant that we met, El Car Wash, that restaurant can make you feel good. What is that restaurant?
Sure. Yeah, we met Justin and
Bashur.
We went to Bashur, then we went to Coyo Taco. We're spending a lot of time with Justin.
He's out of town now.
I'm sad about that. I felt like this was the week.
Okay, so what's happening this week? We got Reconnect?
We do. We have a busy week this week. We had a conversation with the Consul Series this morning with the Consul General of Italy in Miami, Cristiano Murcio, and he was terrific, really talking not only about when is Italy going to reopen, but opportunities to do two-way trade with Italy. He has a background in that, and when will Italy really reopen? They've been having some real struggles, as you can imagine, with COVID. We're seeing a lot of that. We've seen it in India. We're seeing issues in Colombia, protests that go with that. I want to echo what our county mayor has said is, please continue to social distance when you're inside, like we are doing when you're outside. Give people their space. You may not have to wear a mask if you're both vaccinated, but please make good decisions and get the shot. I know some people have some philosophical issues with that, where it's their body. They don't want to be told what to do. I appreciate that. But also realize you're going to probably limit yourself in interactions, because as I have come together with folks over the last couple of weeks, the first thing they say is, did you get your shot? Are you vaccinated? Are you vaxxed? It's as important as how are you and what do you do and what's your business in our chamber conversation.
Everybody that I've spoke to or been with has been vaccinated.
That's good.
That means I have.
Dr. Fauci says we can be outside with one another. We can be inside with one another if we're all vaccinated. But I still think, we've got to make good decisions. We don't want our businesses to take a step back. I was on a Florida chamber call this morning, a wrap up to the state legislative session that closed on Friday, which I'd love to talk about a little bit as well. But there are still 490,000 jobs that we still have to bring back to be where we were on March 1st.
That's going to take years.
Almost 500,000 jobs. And the reality is we're still having a hard time getting people to fill some of the jobs that are open, especially in our restaurant and hospitality industries. But the reality is, as I have said before, I think some of the unintended consequences of unemployment, PUA, stimulus are keeping some folks on the sidelines for the moment. But we need to have them back in the workforce. We want to refill those 490,000 jobs and grow from there. I mean, Florida's still growing by 600 people a day. There isn't a week that goes by that someone doesn't tell me a story of them trying to buy a home or relocate within Greater Miami and having a struggle to get get a great piece of real estate because the bidding wars are on. It goes from bidding war to all-out war.
Okay, so we have Reconnect Luncheon. What's in store? Retail workshop.
Tomorrow's a super busy
small
day.
Business
Like
summit.
I mentioned this morning, we had a great conversation with Cristiano, so I want to thank him, and Ephraim Sora, who sponsors that, along with Deirdre Nero, our vice chairwoman. Tomorrow's a busy day. At noon, we have our Reconnect. You'll hear from George David.
That's virtual.
That is virtual. And I'm sure you're going to hear a lot from George David because in the very last days of session, major changes to the PIP laws in Florida, PIP.
Who's George? Who's he?
He's a local attorney. And that's at noon tomorrow virtually. At 3 o'clock, we are co-hosting a retail seminar called What's in Store. Little play on words. That's from 3 to 5. And then at 5, we have our Wind Down Wednesday over at Thesis, poolside, outdoors, of course, limited to 40 folks. And we'll be at the Thesis on third
You have any
floor.
openings? Have any openings?
I'll have to ask Morgan that. I know as of this morning or maybe late yesterday, there were less than 10.
It's a great event.
Yeah.
The wine, I call it wine, W-I-N-E.
I know. And Morgan gets very upset with you about
Well, that's right. Morgan always.
and then it ends up in like one of your great videos, and then it's like, oh God, we're gonna have to edit that. But Tommy, Aaron, they do a great job. Beautiful work.
Okay, and then so the small business summit starts at what time?
all roads lead to that. That is on Friday morning, 8 to about 12:15. We've got 8 different speakers, starting with our new mayor. It's a hybrid event, so we'll have a good number of people in person, but the majority will probably be on Zoom. And that is available to you beginning at 8 a.m. in person, and we'll turn the Zoom on around 8:30. The program begins at 8:45. We'll have remarks from our program sponsor, Lillian Sir, from our chairman, Brian Bearcat, from our new mayor, Vince Lago, and then a real great cross-section of speakers. We have great folks like Tony Villamil from Washington Economics Group giving a real snapshot of the economic recovery. You'll hear from 2 great authors, Seth Levine and Elizabeth McBride. They have a new book called The New
Seth
Builders.
Levine, who's he?
He's an author, and so they're zooming in with us along with his co-author, Elizabeth McBride. The book is called New Builders. It's really about the future of the entrepreneurial economy, especially as more people have pivoted during COVID into that space. And what does that mean for people of color, women, gays and lesbians, and other folks? You'll hear from a number of folks that are involved with our chamber, like Francesca Valdez. You'll hear from Tamika Bickham. You'll hear from Valeria Grunbaum. And then we're really excited to welcome from the Department of Economic Opportunity, Adam Calloway. He's this business strategist working at the state level under the DEO. So really great program. And of course, U.S. Chamber Representative, our good friend Tom Sullivan, will help us really set the table that morning. So check it out. You can register. It's $25 to come in person. That includes the program and the breakfast, or you can do it for $10 on Zoom. It's a very, very good price. We've got 8 or 9 other chambers participating. So I especially want to thank our friend Leslie Lowenthal from North Miami Beach Chamber. She's been really awesome in promoting this event, as well as a lot of other local folks. So thank you all. Thanks to our friends at the Business Improvement District in the city. So, this is something we planned to do last year as a culminating event for Small Business Week, and we couldn't do it because we were in the midst of the early days of COVID.
So, the social media engagement, you did some great things with Sushi Maki, the Biltmore. You had another one, right?
Threefold Cafe.
Threefold.
And now we're working with you and with Justin at El Car Wash. That'll probably be in the next week or two. We want to grow our social media organically. We don't want to go out and some organizations do, which is, buy individuals who follow. But we want to incentivize them. And so we've got, 5,600 or so on our Instagram. But that is all organic growth, and really a great program that we did with all 3 of those, with opportunities to win some prizes. It's pretty cool. So check it out. And then for our members, take advantage of advertising opportunities. It can be as cost effective as $50 to do a 1-page post.
And if you're a gem, you can be on a show with us.
And if you're a gem, we've had 2 or 3 folks already join us. Grant is basically telling you that he is tired of me and is desperate.
First of all, I get
for a new guest.
Well, George Gonzalez. Good afternoon, gents.
Hi,
George. I think you eat at more restaurants than I do, so I just want to make sure.
George is incredibly well versed in the culinary scene. I see our past chairman there, Wayne Eldred, of Tarpon Bend fame, and he's doing a great program now where he's educating, front of house staff and managers and potential managers. And Wayne always had a great way in which he mentored his people, which is why I think he was so successful in everything that he does. But he's also very inspiring. He certainly was inspiring to me the year plus that we worked together when he was chair. So great to see him here and wish him well. I think his class is on Tuesday night, so he probably has one he's prepping for this evening.
April's a great month. You have 23 new members.
Oh my goodness. So excited. We were on the cusp when I saw you on last Tuesday. I think we were at 17 and our goal was 18. And then we got to 18, and then we had a flurry of 5 members join on the last day of the month. So, we have everybody working on this. So I want to say thank you to Erica. I want to say thank you to Ileana. I want to say thank you to Morgan. All of them brought in members in April. And to our newest staffer, Jennifer. She had a great first month. I think she had 8 or 9 new members that joined. That's incredible when you consider it's your first month on the job and you're onboarding and you're getting acquainted. And
getting to know you.
Getting to know all about you.
Wait, George, where do you want to go lunch?
So she's definitely getting to know us. If you look in the chat right now, you'll see all of the wonderful members, 23 strong. That includes 4 trustees, which was our goal. We had a month where it was nearly $20,000 in revenue, which is huge. We had some months where we didn't bring in any members during COVID, but we were losing members because, retention has been challenging. But we're getting to a point now where Jen and the team are following up. We've been calling all of our members to check in with them. And the real goal here is, how are you?
Okay, before we go to trustees, George wants to know where you're going for the 5th.
Oh, that's a great question. So I'm doing 2 things, George. This is how normal things are beginning to feel. First, I am going to the Thesis Hotel for our Wind Down Wednesday. That's at 5 o'clock. We'll be at their beautiful outdoor bar and pool area overlooking Coral Gables. That's at 5 o'clock. Thesis Hotel, the beautiful Riviera de la Paseo project, or Paseo de la Riviera project. Brett Reynolds and team built a beauty there. And then at around 6:15, I am going to be at Luca de Osteria. We have a partner meeting tomorrow. We meet quarterly with the chamber, the bid, and the city. And we're having
Tomorrow night?
There. We are.
So
we get together every quarter and we talk about issues, and we're super excited about that. But it is Cinco de Mayo, and so I think we'll see a little more activity. It's supposed to be another beautiful day.
A beautiful hot day in Miami. And you gotta love Miami.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
How many? You got 4 new trustees.
We do.
Morgan, let's put them on the board, even though
I got them. So U.S. Century Bank, I want to thank Lewis, their president, for rejoining our chamber. I want to thank a new member that came in on Friday named Severance. They do high-end concierge and security services for dignitaries.
No wonder that
people like yourself.
They called me, but they wanted me as a bodyguard, not to be.
Common Area Factor, our great partner, Maureen Mascaro, who has worked with us on our build-out. She's also been great at working on recruiting new members to the chamber, so we're thrilled with her upgrade, of course. And then Ascendo Resources returning to the chamber. You know, during COVID, we lost about 33 trustees. It's a huge number when we had about 180. So that's companies. So think about that. You know, we've lost somewhere in the neighborhood of almost 20% in a year.
And how much?
The idea is to go back to all of those. That's $100,000 in revenue that did not come in last year. While we still maintained all of our services and still were the essential chamber that we have always been. So we're now following up. Some of them, unfortunately, are not in business anymore, but many of them are. And so Jen and team are doing that follow-up. And so I want to encourage all of you who are maybe past trustees or had to downgrade. Join us in May. We're doing a cool promo. My birthday is this Saturday. I'm turning 53. And so the cool thing that we're doing is we're saying, instead of giving me a gift, give yourself and your business the gift of chamber membership. And we've added some great bells and whistles that you're getting as a gift on top of your investment for each level, whether you're a trustee, corporate, business, or nonprofit. Every one of those has a layer of added benefits, whether that be a sponsorship opportunity, event-driven introductions. But that is my gift to you. You know, I've gotten to a point now where I'm old, so I don't need more stuff. I don't need gifts, but I want to give you all the gift of helping your business thrive. So let's think about that. And if you're thinking about upgrading, renewing, take full advantage.
You know what this is?
Maybe happy birthday?
I don't know. To you, Mom.
53,
Mom, got it. So, yeah.
When I was growing up and I heard people were in their 50s, I was just horrified by that. And now I've been 50, 51, 52, and on Saturday, I will turn 53.
Speak about Saturday, your birthday.
Yeah.
The following day is your mother's
Mother's Day. So think about growing up in the Trowbridge household.
I would love to see that.
And sharing every few years Mother's Day with your birthday. So I can tell you 3 things. 1, it isn't your birthday that day. So either you celebrate it the day before or you just move along to the following year. It's kind of like leap year. Secondly, even when I would say to my mother, you know, you're a mom because I was born, that logic never really worked. Matter of fact, I think it offended her. And third, you know, she got into a point where, you know.
What are you getting your mom?
For Mother's Day?
Yeah.
I got her a very cool gift. It's due to arrive on Saturday. So, Mom, if you're listening, you know, she thinks that we blocked her from your show.
Let's clarify something, Mom.
Yeah.
What's your mom's first name?
Mary Lou.
Mary Lou. I would never block you. He might, but I don't block you. Miami Community Newspapers, and I wish you a happy Mother's Day. And Mark says in that gift, there's $500 in there.
How lovely.
Is that true, Mark?
It is not true.
Oh.
But there is 500
I love you.
Kisses and I love yous. Yeah, so, you know, my mom is going to turn 84, which I think is pretty cool. That won't be till November.
So you're the oldest, right?
30 years apart. No, I was the third oldest. Remember, I had two half brothers, both of who unfortunately have passed. But I'm the oldest now. My sister, she looks about 70, but she's only 50.
I don't believe that. What's your sister's name?
51. Tubby?
What's her real name?
Tubby?
Is that what you call her?
That's our nickname when we were growing up.
And what was yours?
She had a lot of names.
Slim?
No, I was Sam. She wanted me to have like the most nondescript name because I was, to her, nothing. So it was just Sam. By the way, it's spelled T-U-B-B-E. My niece and nephew are throwing me a little dinner.
Where?
At their home.
What day? Saturday?
On Saturday.
In Miami Springs.
In the spring.
What street do they live on?
They live on Melrose.
Melrose Place. And people, Mark just invited anybody who wants to go. You just got to figure out how house to go. Don't knock on the door.
Sweet. Knock on every door in the Springs. So I'm really excited. My nephew has built a new pizza oven.
Really?
So we're having make your own pizza. And then I bought them a giant pizza raft for their pool. I thought it was a cute idea. So
have you used the pizza raft yet?
No, because I just got it for them and I gave it to them this weekend. I saw them on Friday night for dinner. We went out to dinner because they had some friends in town visiting, and it was very nice. My niece has a ton of friends from different places where she lives. So her friend Lucy was visiting. Lucy lives in D.C. area. She's got a great group of friends, obviously in Miami.
Hold on a second.
Columbia, and then even in Winston-Salem.
Michael, stay in the room for a second. I just want you to know what his sister used to call him. Go ahead. Tell us.
Call you? Your nickname?
What did your sister call you?
Sam.
Why?
Because it was a nondescript name for somebody who was without meaning or presence.
So, Michael, Sam.
So I will say this about my sister, and I don't compliment her very often because that's just me. But, she's got two boys who are just delightful, Benjamin and Hunter. And, because she's been more available to them and they've been, on kind of shorter
leash
terms at school, they're like 4.5, 5 weeks. They've really excelled this year. So, Uncle Mark breaks off $5 an A every 5 weeks or so. So,
you are such.
You did it.
It was, I'm willing to do it. But, my mother is supposed to match it, but they're at an impasse right now about that. So I'm going to let Tubby deal with that.
So in our house,
our
mothers didn't care about the A's and B's. She just wanted to make sure we passed.
Okay. So there was no incentive?
Yeah, the incentive.
We didn't have any either. If you didn't get an A, you didn't live in the house anymore.
Yeah,
my father would put you in the garage.
Hey, you know what my mother used to do? There was 4 boys. She used to put 3 plates out for dinner. If you don't run, you don't eat.
Gotcha. Don't be late to dinner. Don't be late. At our house, my mother used to tell the story that when she first married my dad, my brothers were like preteens, and she would sometimes cook, serve everybody, turn around, take off her apron, grab herself a drink, and sit down, and the food would already be gone because she was feeding 3 young men. My father was very young at the time, probably maybe he was 30, 32. And I always felt bad for her about that. But I have been in situations where I see family definitely enjoy food. So we Trowbridges are accustomed to, get to it. We pretty much get through dinner maybe in 5 or 6 minutes. Not a lot of chat around the dinner table, just a lot of chow.
Well, kids now, they don't talk. They get the phone, they check the phone, and they eat.
I don't think would ever have been allowed to do that.
I wasn't around.
Not that we had that technology, but I don't think that would have been allowed. I mean, we ate early because my father would come home and he wanted to watch the news, and he'd had a long day. My mother was
a teacher
working as a teacher, and so she had papers to grade, and and then we always had homework. So it was quick. It might be like 5:30, 5:45, and then it was over by 6. My dad wanted to go see Walter.
That's lunchtime for me.
So that's lunchtime?
Yeah, I already had fries, chicken and fries, 3 garlic rolls from Big Cheese. Today's and a cookie.
Wow, everything from Big Cheese?
No, the cookie was from Deli Lane. I went and got Tommy a sub, but he already.
I see it over there on top of the.
Yeah, he's working so hard he can't
tower.
Eat it. So
he doesn't have time to eat. Well, today I had a blueberry yogurt and about 3 big glasses of water because I'm on this, kick where I'm drinking a lot of water. So
I'm trying to too.
I know.
I think it's a wrap, Mark.
You do? Have we covered everything?
Covered everything. So, Small Business Summit, you want to get involved, call the chamber.
Check us out. You can go online to www.coralgableschamber.org/events, or you can go to our calendar. Still opportunities to register. We're leaving it on the early bird rate because we want to get some more individuals to participate. It's a great lineup. If you've got a little time, even for an hour or so, you got the whole schedule there. So please, please, please join us. We're thrilled to be partnering with Lillian Sir and Associates, and all of those great speakers. Again, this is a 1 year delayed, and we're back in the saddle. But a busy week ahead. 3 events tomorrow, and then the summit on Friday. So, wow, we wrapped up really quickly. Did I not give us enough to talk about?
Yeah, that's plenty. It's a wrap. You get
it's
to
a
go
wrap,
home.
ladies and gentlemen. Let me say this. As always, it's an honor and pleasure to serve you, to be your chamber of choice right here in South Florida, to continue to do the essential work that we do to help you, whether you're a small business of 1 or 101 or more. Our goal, every day, our goal is to serve you, to help your businesses continue to thrive. We are in a definite period of recovery. I see it every day. But we need to get people vaccinated. We need to get people back to their work and to be in a space that is safe and healthy for them. That is what we try to show every day. And we say thank you. Thank you for supporting our friends at Miami's Community Newspapers and supporting our Coral Gables Chamber of Commerce. Make it a great one, everybody.
May the 4th be with you.